Welcome back to our series of SAP for beginners. In first three videos, I have talked about the overview. I have talked about the business and its impact on with implementation of SAP, and I have also spoken about two important modules. One is sales and distribution and material management. Now, in this video, we will attempt to learn two more modules which are also very critical. One is SAP production planning, which is used for the purpose of making the production manufacturing. We call it SAP PP. And we will also deal with another important module, which is SAP FICO, which is finance and costing. Now, let's come to the subject, what we are going to learn here. So, what is SAP PP? For any organization, if it has a manufacturing in place, you need to manufacture the product before delivered to your customer. We have seen in sales and distribution model that we create a sales order with reference to the purchase order received from customer, and that sales order, when it is made, it is communicated to the downstream departments to manufacture the product. Actually, it may so happen if the product is already available, part of the product is already available, and they are available as a finished good, then the supply chain people can simply deliver the product to customer. But in majority of the cases, that's not the case. Particularly, there is one kind of business in SAP which is called make to order. That means I manufacture something based on the order I receive. And there is another kind of business which is called engineer to order, where I do one step back. We do engineering for the product. We do a R&D, develop the product, then we make that product. In these two cases, very rare opportunity that the product will be available as a stock. So what we do in that case, when we receive the product, we actually come to the SAP PP module, and we then plan how to manufacture the product. Now, for manufacturing the product, as all you know, there are a lot of machines in the shop floor. There are a lot of raw material which are required. There is a way the machines to be configured. Like for instance, if you want to manufacture, let us say, if you want to manufacture a cup of tea. Now, to manufacture the cup of tea, you will have to take the raw material of the tea leaves. Maybe the milk is a raw material, sugar is a raw material, and there are machines available, right? There is a gas burner, there is a pot, there is a cup. Those are the machines available. Now, one has to know which machine has to be used when and to what extent. If you really go to the shop floor, you may see there are different kind of machines. It may also happen that in the large shop floor there will be similar kind of machines, many in number. So you can consider there will be cluster of machines. Each one of the clusters are required to do certain activity. So as soon as the raw material comes, it will convert this, one of the machines cluster will convert them into maybe a semi-finished product. And then maybe some more machining needs to be done, some more activity needs to be done on that product, and then finally the final product will be made. So the in SAP language, when the final product is made, even after that also, you may have to do some kind of packaging, some kind of packing. So when packing is also done, when all the machines are obtained, the product which is lastly available is called finished good. And in German language, the term what is used in the material master for them is FERT, FART. Now, this finished good, when it is finally ready for delivery, it has already consumed lot of effort and lot of cost in it, because every process we follow, every process has its own independent cost and effort attached to it, and therefore depending upon the time we have spent on the machine, depending upon the number of people or number of resources who have worked on the machine, those multiplying that, those costs get accumulated in that. Now all those costs will actually be dealt in SAP CO module, but SAP CO does not in its on its own does not spend any money. It is spent either in when we purchase a material, or when we manufacture, it is spent in PP module. So we'll have to first think what are the master data for this SAP PP module. As I told you earlier, we will come in little detail later. Master data are those data which we create once and use repetitively. So the first master data in SAP PP module is called routing. Routing is the master data which gives you the idea in which sequence which machine needs to be operated, which machine needs to work to deliver a product. Like for instance, I am just giving a crude example. Suppose you need to make a fastener or you need to make a nut. The process can be, you will have to first take a raw material as a small bar. In the one of the machine, you may have to polish that bar and bring to the level where it is be accepted by quality. After polishing the bar, you may have to put in another machine where you have to do lot of knurling on it, lot of rotating on it, and you have to put some kind of mark on the thread, some kind of thread you have to create in the bar, because that thread is important for the screw finally. So that will be done in another machine. Then maybe if you go little down, there may be another fixer, another header machine which will be used the hammering, and it will create some kind of top notch of that particular screw. Then there may be another machine where you may have to cut that screw to the required length of the screw which is necessary by the customer. And then there may be another machine which will do all the screw collection and put them in a box, and one box of screw will be ready. And once the box is ready, there may be another machine which will put the packaging on that box, which will put the tape on the box, and the box is now ready for delivery. And we know now I have a box where 100 screws are available. Now whatever process I have told you, these processes determines that some machine has to do some function in a particular given sequence. So in shop floor, routing does that activity. We write the route of the particular item. So we choose one finished good. For that finished good, howsoever routes are required, those routes we write as a master data. Then the second master data is called work center. Work center is nothing but the individual machines I explained just now. Because as the screw will drive from one station to another, in every station, the amount of time it will spend, the amount of effort will be spent, based on that, the cost will be accumulated on that particular screw actually, on that particular product. So work center is nothing but the machines which are there. Then the next master data which is available is called material master, and material master is actually across all modules, whether it is SD, whether it is PP, whether it is MM, whether it is FI, CO, QM, name any module, material master is the common. What does material master will do? In material master, we will define what are the raw material we are going to use, those will be ROH. After the raw material, the more and more value we are adding. So let us assume that the raw material had a number, let's say 300001. Now the same raw material, when it is converted into semi-finished material, that number may be 400, sorry, 4 is always Hawa, so let's number maybe 600001, and inside SAP we write a particular routing table and the product version where by which we design that which particular raw material is connected to which semi-finished and which finished product. So the table or the calculation which will tell us that which raw material, how much quantity, what is required to make a finished good is the fifth master data, which is called bill of material. And bill of material is also for a given product. If the product is standard product, bill of material is also standard. You design bill of material once, and bill of material will contain the material master for the raw material. It will contain the it will contain the semi-finished material master, and then finally bill of material of the finished good will be available. What is product version? Product version number 4 is actually a product version number 4 is actually a, suppose you make one screw say 6 millimeter long, another screw you make let's say 6.5 millimeter long. So if the length is different, although the product is same, that the versions are different actually. Or there may be a possibility that everything is same, but depending upon the requirement of customer, you need to put certain other test or certain other quality check for that product. So product version checks. So if we really understand the master data in SAP PP, these are very interesting, and you can actually narrate or relate to the production of the particular item. So as soon as we pick up a sales order, it comes to there is something called master production schedule. This master production schedule is one of the key thing which is available in any manufacturing organization, which is some kind of recipe, and that will say what we need to make and how we will make. After that, we'll actually, this master production schedule is made. Suppose you get an order of making 1006 millimeter long screw to be delivered in 1 week. Maybe another production schedule may be 110 millimeter long screw will be delivered in the next week. So somebody in the organization, which is called supply chain people, they will prepare this master production schedule, because based on the master production schedule, then we will actually do a very important activity which is called material requirement planning. Because based on the master production schedule, we will find out how many material we need to buy, how many material we can take from stock, when the material, I mean I am talking about raw material or purchase material, they are supposed to arrive at the shop floor, and then put together the final delivery can be made. I am sure that you might have heard very new word like Kanban, you might have heard just in time, you might have heard parts per million. These are the Japanese way of managing the inventory and the material in such a way that when you require something, you get something. Because there is always a problem if you have a large inventory and you store in your shop floor, there is a possibility that you are actually not only wasting your space, but you are also blocking your cash, because you have bought something but immediately you can't use. Please remember, in a business, the number of time you can rotate your cash is the success story of your business. So if your money is stored somewhere which is not being rotated, which is actually staying without any benefit, is actually a loss. So therefore, material requirement planning is very critical, and SAP has got many dedicated material requirement planning software. There is a additional module which we are not covering now, but in later date you will come to know, which is called Advanced Production Operation or APO. There is another module which is called Plan Production and Delivery Schedule, PPDS. This PPDS, APO, there is something called Supply Chain Planning, SNP. These additional modules which they do, they actually help the production person to exactly plan the mitigate the risk of not having material when they are absolutely required. And in many factories, it may so happen, particularly I have been working in steel plant for such a long time. In steel plant, there are many big plants which are connected with each other, because the end product which will be sold in market is made from different machines, different factories. So when SAP has a way, when starting from the billet end to the fastener, the entire value chain you can actually link through SAP, and depending upon the requirement MPS made in the fastener plant, how many screws need to be made, your material planning of the billet, or the even before that, material planning of the raw material, the molten steel or material required from the iron ore, those also can be planned. So these are very complicated supply chain softwares and very interesting, but we are not going into that detail. Now our job is only to understand the basic PP module. So PP module does help you to do the material requirement planning. It also help you to ascertain the bill of material, which I just now told you, and then it also help you to find out how much inventory you have, how much stock you have at different places. Sorry, this this slide has little truncated. The word is inventory status, and then after for doing that, you actually will be arriving, because why do you need that? You need to know how many order, production order you need to release, how many order may have to be rescheduled, how many planned future order needs to be made. So these all these thing, all this calculation, all these thing will be done in SAP PP module actually. Now I go to our next slide. This is, I have written that that what SAP PP is capable of. So if you can see, SAP PP can do for material requirement planning, bill of material, routing, capacity planning of the machines, master production scheduling, shop floor operation, etc. And I have already told you that there are many master data in SAP PP like routing, work center, material master, product version, bill of material. And then what are the other process flow? You can actually go for MPS planning, production planning, receive raw material, and then these module is completely integrated with SD module, module, FICO module, plant maintenance module, and logistic execution module. Without these all modules, whatever PP module does, they have the impact on these modules actually. And then there are many sub modules, as I was explaining to you, PP, SOP, master planning. As of now, we are not going into that detail, but definitely a person who has interest in getting into the production system, some point of the time he has to learn how SAP PP and the sub module works. I will try to explain when while talking about master data little bit on more, because master data has got lot of connection, lot of impact on the SAP PP a great detail. Let me go to another important module which is called SAP FICO module. So what is FICO? FI is finance management and CO is costing. So when you say finance management, SAP finance management has got these functions for which they are normally used. We do a general ledger accounting, account payable, account receivable, asset and bank accounting, and special purpose ledger in SAP FI module. And in SAP CO module, we do cost element accounting, cost center accounting, profit center accounting, profitability analysis, and product cost controlling. We go into the little deeper, because as of now maybe these words are little unknown to you, so you may have a question. But these I can, as of now I can tell you, these are the fundamental financial work which the cost accountants and chartered accountants do in the organization for the purpose of managing the finance and managing the cost of the product. So I just I just go into the little detail, and if you see this particular chart, the FICO module has takes information from takes information from SD, from PP, from human capital management module, which is SAP HR. It also takes information for CRM and MM, because finally the job of a financial or an accountant is to find out what is the profit and loss of the company is happening, to prepare the balance sheet of the company, to ensure that the regulators or the stakeholders are well aware of the health of the company, to publish the business data or financial status of the company. And for that, these modules, information in all these modules are taken into FICO. So I just want to explain little bit a some of them. So let's first talk to understand that what is general ledger process. So what is general ledger process? Now let me explain what is ledger actually. Ledger is like a exercise book, or like a book where we make entry of all income and all expenses. And people from the finance background will appreciate that the sum total of the left hand side and sum total of the right hand side should always be same. When SAP is not there, this ledger management is completely done manually. But it has to be done, because any business, whenever you are doing a ledger management, you need to finally come to the conclusion. Because tomorrow, if somebody asks that I need to see the expense in a particular manner, maybe I need to see the expense with reference to my cost center, with reference to my profit center. Maybe I need to see the expense with reference to one particular product variety. So you need to prepare a lot of ledger for that. This ledger management and the tabulation of the financial data can be easily done with the general ledger accounts function. Similarly, there will be another function which is called account payable function. What is account payable function? When you are buying some item in module, as soon as that material is I explained during module, there is something called good receipt. The GRN is done. We call it good receipt note. When the material comes to a store and we pass a good receipt note, it is known that the stock has increased by that much amount because that material has come. We become liable to pay our vendor that amount. So when we become liable, we call it account payable, because now we are supposed to pay. As long as we are not paying, we are actually carrying some kind of debt from that vendor, because we have taken the material but the money is still with us. Now, so therefore, account payable is directly connected to the vendor accounts. Similarly, there is another function which is called account receivable. Account receivable is, as I was telling when I was speaking to the SD module, that when you send a invoice to your customer, like in my previous example, in the car and the glass window, if the glass window vendor has already delivered the glass window, in his book account receivable has appeared. He has to collect that payment, otherwise he has given the material but he has not got, so account receivable is managed there. And in the book of the car manufacturing company, since he has received the glass, account payable has become ready. So the moment he will pay the vendor account the money, account payable will be streamlined, and the customer account, as soon as, similarly, when the customer accounts you collect the payment, customer accounts get credited and the account receivable gets nullified actually. There is another accounting which is called asset accounting. Now, what is asset? Assets are the item which we create for the organization and we use it for a long time, and from there we actually generate lot of business, lot of revenue by using those assets. Like for instance, one machine if I buy to run my business, the machine becomes an asset, because every day the machine will work. From that machine I will earn some money. So we need to do some kind of asset accounting. So as soon as we are buying some asset, we are actually our, so how we buy asset? Company as an organization has got certain fund which is the which is in the form of cash with them. They take out the cash and they give the cash to a particular company, and from there they will take the asset. So therefore, previously suppose I had $100 as a cash, and I had no asset. Now I buy a asset of $20, so my cash will now become $80, and the asset worth of $20 has now been created. So as soon as the asset gets created, there are many functions start happening. For instance, over a period of time, depreciation starts happening. So maybe every year from that $20 the depreciation will happen, and not only depreciation, to maintain the cassette some amount of expenses we may have to do, that maintenance cost will have to be considered, and then we'll have to do a total cost of ownership for that asset over a period of 5 years, and also we'll have to find out from that asset how much revenue I am generating. That will be the doing the balance, we can find out whether the asset is actually profitable or asset is a dead asset. So you know that those calculation, those things are done in a chapter called asset accounting. And then what is bank accounting? Bank accounting means every company or every organization has got many, one, two, three, many bank accounts. Now, how do you ensure that the money available at the bank are utilized in the best way? If there is money lying there without earning any interest, then it is a loss to the company. Or if there is a liability because you have taken a loan from somebody and your bank is charging you interest and you are supposed to pay the liability, you need to monitor that. That is also maintained in bank accounting. So banks are very important, and one company has to ensure, howsoever profitable or he or that company is or not, the cash should be, they should be cash positive, because if they are not cash positive, they will not be able to spend to do their day-to-day business actually, and those accounting are done using the bank accounting. I go, sorry, I think, yeah, I go the another important module, which is SAP CO module. So I told you in the FI module we have discussed general ledger, we have discussed account receivable, we have discussed account payable, and from this we will prepare the balance sheet account and the profit and loss statement account. Now, how do you know from where the data into the profit and loss statement account will come? That will come from the CO module, because in CO module the master data is actually cost element is the master data, cost center is the master data, activities are master data, and order module type is the master data, profit center is master data. I will explain you what are those. So cost elements are whatever expenses we are doing, we are either for buy in the way of buying something or in the way of giving away the money to somebody. Every item what we are spending on, those needs to be ascertained with a value, and that becomes the cost element. For example, in my previous example of the preparing a screw, you may have to, your cost element can be one of the machine center where the material is being delivered, material is being manufactured. Your cost element can be the one of the tools which you are using to make the material. So those are cost element. And cost centers are where those costs are being accumulated. Because for instance, if you are consuming material, if you are paying the salary, if you are spending on electricity or gas bill or anything, or maybe on water, whatever you are spending, those costs to be collected in one center, which cumulatively will bring it back to the up until the what is the cost of making the entire product. So that is called cost center. What are activities? Activities are actually, as I told you previously in the PP module, there are a lot of routing, there are a lot of the bill of material and all these things. For every one of them, to perform all these things, you may have to do certain activities. So every activities is a cost, because whenever somebody is working, he is consuming some material or he is consuming some time, and therefore those are actually the activities which get the cost, and that is also a master data. Then there can be multiple types of orders actually. Which kind of order you are going through, that cost will vary based on that. Then you will have lot of profit center. Which are profit center? Profit centers are the independent entities through which will determine that whether your cost is more or your profit is more. In my first lesson example, when I talked about the company, I told that one company may be manufacturing fan and also manufacturing shoe. Every the division which is manufacturing fan will be one at the company code level. Under company code, there will be profit center, because there may be to manufacture fan, there may be a division which will manufacture only the blade of the fan. So that becomes a profit center of the blade of the fan. Every profit center has its independent P&L, and you should be able to manage that in the profitable way. Because if the one of your profit center is not doing well, then another profit center has to work harder and manage that loss so that your total company makes profit. Therefore, every profit center has a responsibility to become a profitable, and therefore this accounting needs to be done. So CO module gives you the opportunity to do that. Now, if I go down, there are something called that financial accounting. When we are doing the posting, you can actually do the financial accounting setting profit center wise. Then you say it is a profit center accounting, or you can do on the cost center wise. When you do the cost center accounting, the good received, the material consumed, the labor charge, vendors, all these things come there. And when you do the financial accounting, data comes and sits in the profit center accounting. Now, there are, as you see, that in this diagram we have tried to explain thing. Your customer has given an order first, right? In the first document I showed, and then you are creating a sales order. Once you are creating a sales order, you are creating a delivery. So if you do a delivery in SAP, there is a process by which you can pick the product which is ready, pack the products in SAP, and you can ship the product to customer. And as soon as you ship the product, in the CO module will tell you to manufacture the product, you have done lot of cost. How much cost you have done, that finished good inventory, the goods issue, everything will come and sit in the profit center. So the invoice what you are making actually is a result of calculation of all the cost you have consumed. All the margin is in your mind, put together. You can, and the taxes, duties, everything, and finally the invoice is there which will go to customer. So SAP FI and SAP CO, these two activity are very important, and without that probably it becomes difficult to manage any business. I will just complete one more module before I stop for this session, which is called SAP Quality Management. This is important for us to know, because wherever we do any activity, whether we do procurement of a raw material, whether we do procurement of a some other bulk material, we need to check what is the quality of the item. And SAP QM gives you opportunity to doing the in process, sorry for that, to do the in process testing, to do the quality testing. It gives you the opportunity to do the quality planning. It gives you opportunity to do the assurance of the quality and quality control. And finally, quality improvement, because there are many organizations who are the customer organization who may not accept the product if the quality is not good. So through SAP quality management, you can do quality check of the incoming item, and you can also do the quality control of the semi-finished product or the finished product. In fact, in advanced factories nowadays, the in-process quality has been taken into every activity level. That means after you do all activity, any activity you do, you'll have to pass it through quality module. You'll have to ensure that it is a good quality, and then you proceed to the next. Because please understand, the more amount of steps you are following, if the quality is not ensured, the costs are also getting added. So if you can identify something, the quality problem in the beginning of your value chain, you actually save maximum money. If you the late you identify, actually the worst is if it is identified with the customer, then the company brand comes down, the company's name comes down. That becomes very bad. You may have to send somebody to site and get that repaired and all these things. So that is the worst thing to happen. But the best thing that If in the beginning itself, whenever you are doing some activity, that quality is checked and you can ensure that. SAP quality management also deals with master data like material master data. It has quality inspection parameters or characteristics on master data, and quality inspection plan is on master data. It also deals with batch record. So what is batch? Suppose one particular type of item you have seen that the product is not up to the mark, then you can actually find out for that particular batch if there is a problem. So the entire batch you can disregard. So it actually checks the batch record. It checks for a particular inspection what is the result of that. So inspection lot you can create, you can retest that. So there are many functions which you can do through the SAP quality management module. And since master data is very integral part of SAP PP, QM, FICO, SD and MM, I will stop here and probably we will not go into the detail of other modules which will take a better time, and in the next episode I will probably start with the master data portion which makes more sense actually for understanding of the whole scenario. Thank you for being with us. Let's stop here as of now. Thank you.